It's Oscars time, team. So first category is Best Supporting Actress. So the nominees are Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Margot Robbie for Bombshell, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh for Little Women, and Laura Dern for Marriage Story.
Personally lean towards Scarlett Johansson because her role, I guess, was more effective and contributed a lot more to the movie, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's why I would vote for her, probably. But I would not be surprised at all if Laura Dern wins.
It's interesting. I guess there must be a lot of love for ScarJo this year because she's been nominated for
both
two
categories.
movies.
Even just coming out of Endgame, people were loving her.
Yeah.
And then she had 2 amazing movies as well.
Black Widow's coming out. This just
Exactly,
must be
yeah.
a period of hype.
It is.
For ScarJo.
And for never being nominated before, getting 2 noms in 1 year. Just
okay. Should we maybe
I'll just add that I'm tipping Laura Dern.
Yeah, I would say predicting Laura Dern.
She's my pick. She's my pick to win. All right, so moving on to the next category. Best Supporting Actor. So Best Supporting Actor, we have Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joe Pesci for The Irishman, Al Pacino for The Irishman, and Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
I watched maybe 10 minutes of The Two Popes.
Oh, yeah.
And I just realised it was a movie for old people and that I shouldn't basically. Can we all say that this is Brad Pitt's to lose?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I don't know.
Who's going to win besides Mr. Pitt?
I don't get the hype necessarily to say Joe Pesci. Mostly because Joe Pesci being in a movie at all was surprising, let alone him being as good as he was.
Yeah, so I'm saying Pitt. You're saying Pitt. What are you saying?
I reckon Pesci.
So moving on to Best Actress, we've got Charlize Theron for Bombshell, Renee Zellweger for Judy, Safina Urvio for Harriet, ScarJo for Marriage Story, and Saoirse Ronan
So I see you looking at me.
for
You have me on
Little Woman.
last podcast when I said Swaze Ronan.
Swayze Ronan.
I'm so sorry.
What are you guys tipping? Thoughts?
No question for me, it's ScarJo.
I've only seen Marriage Story out of these.
Yikes, bro. You call yourself a film fan.
Okay. The acting race has been dominated by the same 4 names this entire season. And Renee Zellweger is dominating the actress field. And I think she'll continue just because it's like a nice comeback story for her. Right. She'll win for Judy, no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah, so I'm tipping ScarJo.
You guys will be wrong, you know that, eh?
All right, Best Actor. We got Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. How did I flub to? Anyway, Adam Driver for Marriage Story. Antonio Banderas for Pain.
Antonio Banderas.
For Pain and Glory. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. And Leo for Once Upon a Time.
I mean, Leo's already won, so he doesn't need to win
and
again.
he won't win for this.
Nah.
Well, it's surely it's Phoenix's to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Joker.
Yeah.
He's the fucking Joker.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's what makes that movie. That movie is nothing without.
I 100% agree.
Phoenix.
I was thinking the exact same thing the other day. And when
I mean, if anyone doesn't think he's gonna win, they're joking.
Yeah.
It's also funny because that's phonetically how his name is also spelled, Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I mean, it kind of looks like that.
Joaquin.
It's like he was born for this role, honestly.
Next up, we got Best Director. So we got Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Todd Phillips for The Joker. I'm going to mispronounce this. Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho.
For Parasite. Scorsese for The Irishman. And Sam Mendes for 1917.
Sam Mendes just won at the Directors Guild Awards.
Oh, did he?
Just now.
Yikes.
And Bong Joon-ho is...
So I think it's easily
Hollywood's hottest property now.
I think it's easily between those two.
You don't think Tarantino's got a big chance?
I don't think so. I think
If he does win that, he'll win
has
Best
Tony-
Picture undoubtedly. But
He has the ability to point a camera at feet. I mean, come on. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he can film some feet real nice.
So who we tipping?
I'm going to tip Sam Mendes, but I'm hoping I'm crossing my fingers for Bong Joon-ho. For
I'm
Parasite.
the same, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Cool.
Film editing.
Film editing?
We have
Yeah.
Ford v Ferrari, and the second person's name is cut off, but it says Michael McCusker and ...
Andrew Buckland.
and Andrew Buckland. There we go. And then next is sorry, it just flashed away for a second. The Irishman, Thelma Schumacher, Jojo Rabbit, Tom Eagles, New Zealand editor, Joker, Jeff Grath, and Parasite, Yang Jinmo.
Wait a second. Oh, Jojo Rabbit got nominated for Best Editing and not Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has all those awful jump cuts.
Yeah,
in
but
it.
I mean, like, it's a well-edited film. Like, it's a really well-edited film. I'm just surprised. Like, fucking
Really?
Jojo Rabbit, really? You know, I just don't see much there. Nah, I'm gonna go big and tip Parasite for this.
Yeah,
For me, yeah.
yeah. I feel somewhat similarly. I mean, I think there's a bit of both, but I think Parasite has some really effective editing, whereas Irishman, I can't think of the top of my head particular moments that I loved as much as I did in Parasite.
Okay. What would you have to say, Matthew?
All right, so my one is going to come out really of left field here, and I reckon you guys are going to be like, what the fuck are you on about? But also, I would also like to preface this by saying I'm the least qualified one
That's okay.
to talk about
Bring
it.
it.
But
Bring it.
Ford versus Ferrari, I reckon, is going to win it. That's my tip. All right, this is cinematography.
The Irishman, Rodrigo Prieto.
Yeah.
Joker, Lawrence Sher. The Lighthouse, Gian Black. I'm sorry, guys. 1917, Roger Deakins. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Robert Richardson.
So this is going to 1917.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
question.
So I'm tipping 1917.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
we're all in agreement.
I think we
Yeah.
agree there. Yeah. Well, any thoughts on production design? Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Once Upon a Time, 1917, Parasite.
I have no doubt in my head that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will win this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easily the best set design of the year, no doubt.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Because of all the TV sets and everything.
It
as
was
well.
just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It just looked amazing.
60s.
But then
Yeah.
were any of those sets like just pre-built backlocks that they already had that they could use?
Maybe, but, you know, the
Hmm.
look of the film was great.
Because otherwise, 1917 is pretty high up for
Yeah,
me
it's
as well.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Score. Any favorite scores?
Let's do
I'd-
score. I'm interested.
I give it to. So there's Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Pooh. So
What the fuck?
sorry, did I mispronounce that? Sorry. No discreditation to John Williams because obviously he's great, but this is not necessarily
I
the
think-
movie that he needs to win. He's won 57 times before or whatever. 'Cause this is-
Yeah, it's one again. I know that much.
I don't know. I think Joker will win.
Joker. I don't.
I think Joker's got it personally.
I loved Marriage Story. I think.
Yeah,
and
but it wasn't exactly the most noticeable.
But I
or,
also, yeah, I agree there.
you know.
But I don't know. I noticed it during the movie, and I remember thinking during the movie, this sounds like Randy Newman, and then in the credits, it was like, oh, it's Randy Newman.
Oh, that's
I was
nice.
That was quite cool.
I think Joker's
Oh.
the most noticeable pick.
I hate the fact that sound editing and sound mixing are the same category because who actually knows the difference? There should be just one award called sound design, and I would give it to probably 1917.
I think
or
1917 is
Yeah.
going to win both of them.
visual effects, Avengers Endgame, Lion King, Irishman, 1917, and Star Wars. Again, I think it's undoubtedly, it's between Avengers and Lion King, and I think Lion King just doesn't deserve any wins at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it should go to Avengers, right? I mean, like,
I mean, traditionally it is a category that does go for the
superheroes.
go to
the bigger films.
the bigger films.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tipping Avengers.
Onto it. Writing, adapted screenplay.
Oh, this is, okay, good. Fun.
The Irishman, screenplay by Stephen ...
Steven's Alien.
Jojo Rabbit, screenplay by Taika Waititi. Joker, Todd Phillips ... Is that someone else
And
as well?
Scott Silver.
And Scott Silver. Little Woman, written for the screen by ... Come on, Oscars
Greta
website.
Gerwig.
You got to fix this stuff, man. And The Two Popes, written by Anthony
McCartan.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm tipping the Irish. Absolutely.
Tipping the Irishman?
Yeah, I'll go for that as well. But let's move on to some even more well-written films. For original screenplay, we have Rian Johnson's Knives Out, Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Sam Mendes... Who else wrote that?
Christy Wilson Cairns.
1917. And Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
Yeah.
I think what will win is more likely to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'll give the edge tip to Tarantino.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
actually, no. Marriage Story is going to win it.
Really?
Yeah.
Look
But
at
I
that.
think I understand that it's close.
Yeah, I'll give it to Tarantino.
International feature film.
Parasite.
Parasite.
That's all we need to say.
Yeah.
Moving on then to Best Animated Feature Film, the most underappreciated category in the Oscars because none of these films get nominated for anything else. But they're some of the most fun, creative, charming films.
Yes.
So that's How to Train Your Dragon, Suck It, Michael. I Lost My Body, which is a Netflix
That I saw
branded
the other
one.
day,
So
by
is
the way.
Class.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Then there's Missing Link, and of course Toy Story 4. Unfortunately, Toy Story 4 is going to win. I don't see anything else winning here.
I think regardless, we all know that Toy Story 4 is going to win.
Yeah.
As much as I would like I Lost My Body to win, because I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah, I still need to watch it.
Alright, so I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm coming again.
wait,
with
you
a
haven't seen Toy
completely-
Story?
No, I haven't
I
seen
haven't
any
seen
of them.
Toy Story.
Oh, I know you haven't. Of course you haven't.
I haven't seen any of the nods. having said all that, my prediction once again,
Toy
we've got a completely out of left field prediction coming from Matt.
Wait, what?
I'm picking Missing Link to win.
Anyway, Best Picture. The first year ever that I've actually seen all the Best Picture nominees, and before they were even announced. So I'm pretty proud. Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, somehow, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. And I don't say somehow because I don't like the film, but because...
There were many other films that maybe were more deserving.
Yeah, and I think Taika has a weird influence on America for some reason. They seem to really love him, and I think this is his worst movie.
Can we all tip? What's our predictions?
1917.
We all want Parasite to win, but we all think 1917 is more likely.
Except I think that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to.
Congratulations! 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 Congratulations!